So let's go ahead and get started. Wow, I just knocked a whole bunch of shit over. Good job, Crystal. Knocked it all over. Sweet. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I figured that we would take a break from new products. I was actually going to sit down, excuse me, and film another new product review for you guys, but I thought, let's take a step back from that. Let's do a good old makeup routine tutorial style video. So for the past several days, this has been my go-to foundation routine, I would say, and I am absolutely loving it. It is holding up in the warmer weather. It's keeping me from getting oily, and it's just keeping my makeup looking fresh all day. What I am talking about is concealer as foundation. I'm just going to give you some tips and tricks and the way that I like to do it, showing you my favorite concealer right now to do this with, including my favorite sponge to do this with. Let's go ahead and jump into it and get started. It is very warm in the room that I'm in right now, you guys, so I have some major redness going on. If you guys see me with a flushed red face like this, chances are it's because I'm really, really warm. For some reason, that's just how my face is. When I get hot, I flush in the cheeks and it gets very red. So you will see how well this concealer works to cover that up, and it just works. It's working beautifully. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using the 3D HD blender from Sigma. This was actually sent to me about, I think it was 2 weeks ago now. I am obsessed with this sponge. When I first got it, I was like, how does this work? Look at the shape. But my God, is this sponge life-changing. So I will show you how well it works. So to start off, you're gonna want, I would say, unless you can find a concealer that matches your skin perfectly, I use two different shades. So the shades that I actually am mixing right now are both from Colourpop. I use the light 16 and the medium 30. So here are the two shades, and I mix these up. So essentially what I do is I work in sections. I will take the shade light 16, and then I will go ahead and layer just a bit of medium 30 right over that. I start kind of just underneath the eye. I take the rounded side of this sponge and I start to blend and dab that in. Look at how awesome that is covering my redness. So like I said, for me, I get very red in the summertime. I tend to actually get a bit oily, believe it or not. So I need something that will last throughout the day, that will cover up the redness from my skin's reaction to the heat, and that will hold up. The reason why I love this concealer is because it blends beautifully. As you can see, it just gives such a beautiful finish. And so then I just keep going and I do the whole face like this. What's nice about concealer is, again, you can control the amount of product you're using, like with the applicator wand. You can work in sections, and you can actually create your perfect shade for a fraction of the cost as buying a, luxury or high-end, or even some of the more affordable foundations. Like for example, these are $6, so $12, and I pretty much have a foundation that super conceals and defines and controls my oiliness and just is like the perfect kind of demi-matte finish. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the other side. You guys, this sponge is fantastic. I wish I would have tried this sooner. So shout out to Sigma for sending this sponge to me, because I love the shape. I love how pointed and exact, and I love like the different cuts in it. I love that you can just do so much with it. So not only can you blend out foundation or concealer, but you can use it for like precise application, like if you want to contour or cut your contour. It is just fantastic for that. So you guys know I do my forehead last because I tend to have fine lines in my forehead, and that's where makeup likes to settle. I will save my forehead for last. Save the best for last. Voila. So as you can see, look how awesome my redness is concealed. So if you get very red, if you want, like I said, if you have trouble finding your foundation shade, using concealers as foundation is a perfect alternative. A lot of times, if you can find the right formula and the right finish, there's not going to be a ton of difference between the two. So I'm going to go ahead and brighten under the under eyes. So I'm going to go a little bit closer using just the light 16 just to kind of lighten just a little bit. And again, using the pointed end of my sponge and just working that and blending it outwards. I do want to prime my lids with this for shadow as well. So I like to kind of do that at the same time. I will blend my concealer out and then just bring it up onto my lid as well to conceal. Look at how awesome that fine point gets right in and allows you to blend your concealer super close and precise. It is so good. All right, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight down the nose. One of the biggest reasons I highlight down the nose and the chin is because that's where a lot of my makeup tends to fade and rub off. If I have an excuse to put more product right there, for me, the better. Perfect, so let's go ahead and do the forehead. I know this doesn't look very fancy, you guys, in the way that I'm applying this, but it's just the wand and it's just what works for me. If you guys are interested in anything Sigma, if you already order from Sigma, if you want to try out some of the stuff that you see me using from them, Sigma did reach out to me recently and asked me to be an affiliate. I did share that with you guys on my live stream that I did on YouTube this past weekend, which was such a flattering thing, and I am so shocked and so happy to be working with them. I will put my code down below. If you don't want to use it, fine, but you save a little and it helps me out as well. So you'll get a 10% discount if you use my code Crystal K Beauty. Again, I will link that in the description box below if you are interested. Like I said, you don't have to use my code, but hey, if you want to save a little bit, why not? So there we go. That is using concealer as foundation. Let's go ahead and set it all. I'm going to be using the Colourpop No Filter Setting Powder. This is not sponsored by Colourpop or Sigma in any way, shape, or form, just to let you guys know. I just happen to love these products, and this is what's working for me right now. So I'll go ahead and smooth out my under eyes, make sure I don't have any creasing. I'll pick up some of that No Filter powder in translucent and press it on the under eye. I don't really like to bake. You could take this opportunity to bake if you would like, but that's just not my style. That's not typically what I like to do. And I like to use a sponge to apply this kind of powder because I feel like it just really presses it into the skin, and it's a lot less drying than when you use a brush. All right, same thing. The Colourpop concealers don't really crease a whole lot on me, but they do a little bit. Most concealers do. And then again, I will just bring that up to the lid as well to set and conceal that and get it ready for shadow. So if you ever feel like you're putting, like you went too heavy on the powder, just bring it up onto the eyelid and then you've got the perfect canvas for shadow. So I'm gonna take the flat end of this sponge and I'm gonna dip into that loose setting powder, dab off the excess. Woo! This is very finely milled, and press that into the rest of my face to kind of set everything. Pick up more if needed. I did a review on this powder, you guys, and I am in love. This powder is so finely milled that it sets your makeup like a dream without being drying or cakey, and your skin, like, it just looks absolutely flawless. Like, it is incredible how well it works, and a little goes a long way. All right, so that is it. There you guys have it. That is my concealer as a foundation routine. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. All right, you guys, so there you have it. There is the completed look on my face. I pretty much just bronzed and contoured with the Honest Beauty. This is the Luminizing Powder in Dusk Reflection. I used the Sigma CorDeRosa Aura Powder for blush. I love these peachy tones right now. On the eyes, I use the Urban Decay Born to Run eyeshadow palette. I am really loving this palette right now. It is just really, really good. I used my Tarte Clay Play Face Shaping Palette. I used the shade Smoke right here, as well as the shade Dunes to fill in my brows. And for mascara, I used the Roller Lash. Setting spray is from Is Clinical. This is the Copper Firming Mist. This stuff is is so good, you guys. And the mist on this is just fantastic. That is it. Oh, and on the lips is MAC Japanese Maple. So there you have it. That is concealer as foundation. That has been my go-to pretty much every morning before work. I'm loving it. Like I said, it holds up throughout the day. It covers up my redness, and I'm really, really into it right now. So there you have it. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it. Share it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel before you go. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye!